David Ellefson, this is the big news. Founding member of Megadeth, which is, in that pantheon of great, all-time great heavy metal bands. But the shit has hit the fan for our friend David Ellefson. He stands accused of grooming underage women to bang once they become legal. Now, David Ellefson is 56 fucking years old. Just saying off the bat. He's like, oh no, she's a friend. He knew her since this woman in question, knew her since she was 17. What the fuck does a man at that point, his early 50s, have to say to a 17-year-old?
I want to wrestle you so freaking bad.
I mean, dude, I, as a guy who's middle-aged, if I talk to a woman who's even under, like, I don't know, 26-ish, it's really fucking difficult. You're completely different human beings with completely different value systems. Not to say that there aren't, oh, this motherfucker has an old soul. What old souled motherfucker are you going to find 17 years old and you're friends with her for years? What the fuck? I mean, that's already right off the top. That's fucking wild. So that says something fucked up about David Ellefson. This reminds me of when I was a kid. Let's say you're in your late teens or whatever, and there would be that chick who, she was like a hot chick, but they're like, oh, her boyfriend is 28 years old. And she thought it was because she was so fucking cool. But then you'd meet the boyfriend, and it turns out he was just a complete fucking outcast, and taking advantage of a teenager was the only way that he could get laid. And it's not that she was so cool, it's that he, in fact, was so fucking lame that this was the only pussy he could get. And that tends to be the case. So here, when you have a 56-year-old man, right off the bat, before anything has been laid out, just that simple fact that seems to be acknowledged by everyone. Everyone involved in the story seems to acknowledge that this is true, that David Ellefson knew this woman from the time she was 17 till 19. Once she was 19, he started engaging in some sort of sexual thing with her. It's not clear if he actually fucked her or if it was just an online thing. This is a story that's like a friend of a friend of a friend. This girl had video, screen caps of David Ellefson jerking his dick off and of them like having little sweetie talk with each other. Nothing of her, just video of him. And she had recorded it. I guess he didn't know, because I mean, have you ever watched an old person try to work a goddamn, like a Zoom or a FaceTime or something? It's ridiculous looking. Imagine a 56-year-old man with his dick in his hand. He's probably like, just like, dude, you've got that window of time where the Viagra works. And it's like, motherfucker, I can't sit here and fuck around with this webcam. So it was probably awkward as fuck. I wish I could have seen the goddamn video, but it is what it is. Anywhere it had been posted, it's gone. Not that I've been searching feverishly for it. There were like screen caps of conversations that were very flirty. Like really, she shows it to one guy and she's like bragging about this grown ass man who's jerking his dick off to her. And it's one of those things where a friend gets a hold of it and it ends up getting passed down. And before you know it, it's been sent all over the fucking place. Once it's out there, it's out there. That motherfucker is out of the box. So she was bragging about this is the accounting of the person who leaked it. In fact, I have the original tweet here. The user is Whoa Worst on Twitter. And it says, David has been having an affair with a 19-year-old girl he met when she was 17 years old. I have 2 videos of proof, a video he sent to her where he's jacking off his disgusting pedo dick, and another one where the girl and David are video calling and he calls her sweetie and blows a kiss at her. And that poor girl was bragging about the affair and the nude video, talked about it to her friend. It got through my friend, and my friend told me, and that's how I found out, and I hope that makes sense. But yeah, she thinks it's okay and treats it as a good thing. So it's clear that she's getting manipulated, traumatized, and groomed by this disgusting monster. David is in his fucking 50s, and she was 17 and currently 19. Repulsive. And David is married. He has been married to Julie for 28 years. Not only is he a pedo, but he is also a cheater. If we have enough people spreading this around, we might help the girl get out of the relationship and also have his wife know about his betrayal. And then everyone, eventually the police or the FBI, yada, yada, yada. So this drops, and I mean, it's like a fucking bomb. She says it's all right, and that is backed up because she came out also on Twitter claiming to be the woman. She says, quote, "I'm the girl people are talking about in the posts about David Ellefson right now, and I just want to tell my side of the story because people are sharing misinformation and the situation is getting out of hand without the truth being out there. Yes, those video calls did happen, but I was the one to initiate them and never was underage. I was always a consenting adult. Nothing inappropriate ever happened before that. It was all consensual. I'm not a victim and have not been groomed in the slightest. And I was the one who initiated it. I was just naive enough to record him and share it with a friend without permission. In the end, it was all consensual and all online." Now she says before that, nothing inappropriate ever happened. Yeah, something did. A 50-something-year-old befriended a 17-year-old. Why? But like, you know, when the old guy is being pervy and she's like, "No, he's my friend." It's like, why the fuck would he be your friend? Women, in a lot of cases, are manipulated without realizing they're being manipulated. That's how manipulation works. Adding to the weirdness, David Ellefson, when he was away from Megadeth, was trying to become a Lutheran pastor. He started musical ministries between 2006 and 2010, and it's cloudy as to what happened with any of that shit. But so this guy goes away, works as a pastor, and now is fucking around with teenagers online, even by his own account. He came out, he says, and this is Dave Ellefson on his Instagram. He says, "As you may or not know, some private and personal conversations and interactions have surfaced online, released with ill intention by a third party who was not authorized to have them or share them. While certainly embarrassing, I want to address it as openly and honestly as possible. As much as it's not something I'm proud of, these were private adult interactions that were taken out of context and manipulated to inflict maximum damage on my reputation, my career, and my family." The adult context of you jacking off on a Zoom to a 19-year-old when you're fucking 56 years old. Like, that's the thing I cannot get past. Even what you are admitting to is super fucked up.
Shame.
And this woman, she claims it's all her idea, but her homie who leaked it does have a point that if you're somebody who's been groomed since you were 17 years old, maybe you don't even realize it. Maybe you've been hoodwinked, and it's one of those things that you'll realize in a few years, and you'll feel gross about it, and you won't want to talk about it anymore. But for now, it's cool. Like, dude, it's a famous dude jacking off or whatever. You won't realize, like, holy shit, like that's an elderly man jacking his cock off at me. That's inappropriate. It's fucked up. And then you add the element of him being married for long term. And like, this isn't even like a group. Well, it is a groupie situation in the sense that if you're not the bassist for Megadeth, how are you getting in touch with this woman? But other than going through like traditional pedo routes, back in my day, back in the early 2000s, it was instant messenger that these fucks would get at little kids. I mean, if you've ever seen To Catch a Predator, it would be like that, where you're contacting these kids online and grooming them. So I guess now you would do it via Instagram or, I don't know, or whatever the fucking cool shit is, maybe TikTok, I don't know. Send a video of your dick.
I just hope this isn't all too good to be true, hee hee.
So now in the aftermath of that, David Ellefson has been fired from Megadeth Dave Mustaine put out a statement, and I quote, "While we do not know every detail that occurred, with an already strained relationship, what has already been revealed now is enough to make working together impossible moving forward." I don't know if you've ever been through that situation where you have a friend disillusion you so hard that you can just never look at them the same way again. There's no laws being broken. This is technically an adult woman, a consenting adult woman. It's creepy. What the fuck does even a 40-year-old, what the fuck does even a 30-year-old have to say to a goddamn 17-year-old? It's weird that this guy went away to be a pastor and he comes back as some weird alleged grooming pedo. And now that he's been fired, Ellefson is trying to sue this third party, the original leaker of the tape. He's trying to sue this person using revenge porn laws that have recently been passed. He's using that to try to get after the motherfucker that leaked the tape. I can't imagine he's gonna get any value out of it. The kid who released it is probably some fucking high school kid. He released a statement saying, recently a very private video was illegally posted on the internet and false allegations were made against me. The actions in this video were between two consenting adults and were recorded without my knowledge. I am working with Scottsdale Police Department in their investigation into charges regarding revenge pornography to be filed against the person who posted this video. Also, my lawyers are preparing a defamation suit to be filed against this person. This person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I am taking this time to be with my family. I wish my bandmates the best with their upcoming tour. Could you imagine being married to a dude for 28 fucking years? You didn't even catch him, like, you know, he was getting blown backstage at a heavy metal show. That's the classic issue you might have if your husband is out on the road all the time or whatever. He gets busted jacking off to a teenager. That's weird. How could you ever look at this motherfucker the same again? Imagine that's your father. It'd be weird to find out that your father cheated on your mom when you're like an adult already. But then imagine your dad cheated on your mom and there's videos out of your father stroking his erect penis while talking to a teenager.
You are getting me rock hard.
He's like, oh, I'm going to go spend some time with my family. What the fuck do they have to say to him? I would want nothing to do with this motherfucker. I'd say, listen, Dad, we'll come around, but for now, you got to go the fuck away. I cannot even look at you because all I see is that dick stroking with your weird, stringy 80s long hair. You have bangs and a dick in your hand. It's not cool, and it's fucking haunting my life. I guess he's trying to reverse the heat. Maybe you're like, no. Listen, what I did was crazy, but this motherfucker, he broke the law and this and that. Maybe it's some sort of you look over here sort of situation, but it's kind of fucking ridiculous when you look at just the reality, just at the things he admits to and is admitted to by all accounts. That's even more fucked up than the stuff we've been talking about with Manson and Tommy Vext and all that shit. To me, this is way fucking worse. And Dave Mustaine, who's become like a very religious guy in his old age, I can't imagine that goes over well with him. And once again, even just the knowledge that he was fucking around with a teenager would probably be enough to kind of skeeve me out and not want to ever really see that dude again. So I definitely get it. Plus, odds are Dave Mustaine is like QAnon or some bullshit like that. So, I mean, you can't have someone who's fucking children in your band when you're worried about everyone fucking children and eating them or whatever the fuck QAnon's all about. But this fucking guy, he's like, hey, I'm working with the Scottsdale police. What if this was like just a funny ruse by the Scottsdale police to be like, yeah, why don't you come on over and give your statement, buddy? And as soon as he gets there, they just put him right in the fucking cuffs. He said, get in the tank, you fucking pedo.